Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss question answers of chapter 11, Coal and Petroleum. Open page number B20 in your science book. First, I am starting with the long answer type questions because some short questions will be covered in the long answer type questions. I am starting with first long question, that is, how are natural resources classified? Give two examples of each type and explain their uses. First, we need to understand what are natural resources. Natural resources are the resources which are available in nature and they are useful for humans. How they have been categorized? Natural resources, they have been categorized into two categories. First is exhaustible natural resources and another is inexhaustible natural resources. So I am starting with exhaustible natural resources. Exhaustible means something which can be used up completely. So the exhaustible natural resources are the resources which are available in the nature in limited quantity, or we can say in fixed quantity. Due to human activities and the overuse of these natural resources, they will be exhausted, or we can say they will be used up completely. If we talk about the examples are coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals, etc. Now move on to the inexhaustible natural resources. These resources, they are available in nature in unlimited quantities and they will not be exhausted. That means they will not be used up completely due to human activities. So if we talk about the examples are sunlight, air, water, etc. So let's discuss about the uses. You can write here uses of any two exhaustible natural resources. So I'm talking here about the uses of coal. Coal, it is used as a fuel at homes and also in industries. Coal is also used in the thermal power plants to produce electricity. And by the process destructive distillation of coal, we get three useful components from coal. That are coke, coal gas and coal tar. And that are very useful components. We'll be discussing the uses of these components in after some time in one long answer type question. So next is petroleum. From petroleum, we get various types of useful components like petrol, diesel, kerosene, lubricating oil, etc. So petroleum, it is used as a fuel in the light motor vehicles. If you talk about diesel, it is used as a fuel in heavy motor vehicles. So like this, many useful components, they are obtained from the petroleum. If we move on to the inexhaustible natural resources, then first let's talk about sunlight. Sunlight is the most important source of energy, and it is also very important it is very useful for green vegetation for the photosynthesis process. If we talk about air is the lifeline of all human beings. It is the lifeline of all living organisms. It is the most important natural resource on the earth. Without air, we cannot survive. Air, it is essential for respiration also. So now, after understanding about these natural resources, let's move on to the next question, which is saying, what are fossil fuels? Are they also a type of natural resource? Explain. What are the fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are fuels which were obtained from the remains of the plants and animals that got buried under the earth's surface millions of years ago. So the question is, are fossil fuels a type of natural resource? Yes, fossil fuels, they are a type of exhaustible natural resources because fossil fuels, they are available in limited quantity. And due to the human activities and overuse, they will be exhausted. And these fossil fuels, they are also known as non-renewable resources because if once they will be exhausted, then they will not be available in the near future because the rate of formation of these fossil fuels, it is very, very slow. It will be more clear when after some time, when in next question, I will explain that how these resources were formed. So next, second question is, how are following formed? Means how coal was formed and how petroleum was formed. First, I am starting with the coal. Coal was formed due to the decomposition of the dense forest that got buried under the earth's surface millions of years ago. What happened when these dense forests, due to the natural processes like earthquake, volcanoes, floods, when these dense forests they got buried under the earth's surface, then with the passage of the time, the soil keeps on depositing over them. So they were compressed and they sank deeper. And then due to the high pressure because of the soil above and due to the high temperature of the core of the earth and due to the bacterial action in the absence of the air, these dense forests they slowly got converted into coal. And this process by which these dead plants that got buried under the earth, by the process by which these dead plants they got slowly converted into coal in the absence of air, this process is known as carbonization. Or in simple words, we can say the slow process of conversion of wood of these dead plants that got buried under the earth's surface. So the slow process of conversion of wood into coal in the absence of air is known as carbonization. So like this, coal was formed. So next question is, how was petroleum formed? Petroleum was formed due to the decomposition of the marine organisms. Marine organisms means the organisms that live in seas or oceans. So if we talk about the petroleum, so first let's talk about that where it is found and how petroleum got its name, because it is one short answer type question also. So petroleum, it got its name from two Latin words, petra and oleum. Petra means rock, oleum means oil. So petroleum, it is also known as rock oil. Why? Because petroleum is found deep inside the earth's surface, trapped between rocks. So that's why petroleum is also known as rock oil. And petroleum is also known as crude oil. So we were discussing about how it was formed. Petroleum, it was formed due to the decomposition of the marine organisms that got settled down on the seabed after their death millions of years ago. So what happened when millions of years ago, marine organisms, when they got died, they settled down at the seabed, and along with time, mud and sand keep on depositing over them, due to which they sank deeper, and due to high pressure and high temperature and along with the bacterial action in the absence of air, these marine organisms they slowly got converted into petroleum and natural gas. Some part of the remains of these marine organisms, depending on the temperature and pressure, got converted into petroleum, and some part it got converted into natural gas. Natural gas, it is lighter than petroleum, so it is found over petroleum. And then this petroleum being liquid, then it seeps through the porous rocks. Porous rocks means which have cracks, which allow liquids and gases to pass through it. Then petroleum, it seeped through the porous rocks and got collected over non-porous rocks. And natural gas, it being lighter than the petroleum gas, it got collected over petroleum. So like this, petroleum was formed. Now next question is, what is the difference between bituminous and anthracite varieties of coal? Bituminous and anthracite, these are the varieties of coal. So here difference has been asked. Bituminous, it is black in color and it is the most commonly found variety of coal. If we talk about the anthracite, it is the best variety of coal. In anthracite, there is up to 90% carbon. If we talk about bituminous, then in bituminous, the carbon content is from 75% to approximately 85%. Bituminous, it is used as a fuel at homes and in industries also. Anthracite is the best variety of coal because it burns with very little smoke. Next is, name the products obtained on the destructive distillation of coal and give their uses. So let's talk about destructive distillation of coal. So if we talk about destructive distillation of coal, what is destructive distillation of coal? When coal is heated strongly in the absence of air, then from coal, Then from this process we get three useful products. One is coke, second is coal tar, and third is coal gas. If we talk about, now in this question, uses of all these products have been asked. If we talk about coke, it is a black, solid, tough, porous residue of this process. Coke, it is a very useful fuel. It is a better fuel as compared to coal, because on burning it produces lot amount of heat as compared to coal, because it contains approximately up to 95% carbon. It is almost pure form of carbon and it produces more heat as compared to coal, and it also does not produce smoke on burning. Second is coal tar. Coal tar is a black, thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. Coal tar, it is a mixture of many carbon compounds. So how these carbon compounds, they are obtained? So by the process distillation. So the distillation of coal tar, it yields several fractions. Means distillation of coal tar, it gives several fractions. Fractions means several components. As I told, it is a mixture of many carbon compounds. So the distillation of coal tar, it gives several components like benzene, toluene, naphthalene, anthracene, etc. And these are known as coal tar crudes, and these are very useful. These coal tar crudes, they are used for making synthetic dyes, paints, plastics, explosives, photographic materials, etc. Now, if we talk about last one, that is coal gas. Coal gas, it is a gaseous fuel. It is an excellent fuel because it has high calorific value, and on burning, along with heat, it also produces light. In the ancient time in past, it has been used for lighting purposes. Nowadays, it is used for source of heat energy. So coal gas, it is used as a fuel in the industries which are set up near coal processing plants. So this was all about the useful products that are obtained from the destructive distillation of coal. So now moving on to next question. Name 4 important fractions obtained on refining of petroleum. So now we will discuss about the refining of petroleum. If we talk about refining of petroleum, then first let us understand what is this process, refining. The process of separating useful components from petroleum by the process called fractional distillation is called refining. So what is refining? The process of separating useful components from petroleum by process fractional distillation is called refining of petroleum. So what are the useful products that are obtained from the refining of petroleum? So the list is long, but here we will discuss only about 4. You can write any 4: petrol, diesel, kerosene, fuel oil. You can write any 4 like lubricating oil, naphtha, paraffin wax, bitumen, etc. So if we talk about petrol, it is used as a fuel in the light motor vehicles, and it is also used as a solvent for dry cleaning. If we move on to the second one, that is diesel. Diesel is used as a fuel for heavy motor vehicles, and it is also used in the electric generators. Kerosene, it is used in the stoves for cooking purposes. It is also used in the lanterns for lighting purpose, and high quality kerosene, it is used as aviation fuel in the jet aeroplanes. Fuel oil, it is used as a fuel in ships, and it is also used as a fuel in industries. So here this long answer type questions are complete. Now let's move on to the short answer type question. First question, why are fossil fuels considered to be exhaustible natural resources? It is already covered because fossil fuels, they are available in the limited quantity, and due to human activities and overuse, they will be exhausted. That means they will be used up completely. Next is define carbonization, that I have already explained. The slow process of conversion of wood into coal in the absence of air is called carbonization. How did petroleum get its name? It's already done. Why is anthracite considered to be the best variety of coal? Because it contains up to 90% carbon and it burns with very little smoke, so it is considered the best variety of coal. What happens when coal tar is distilled? Already it is done. What are oil wells and why are they constructed? Oil wells, okay. What is petroleum? Petroleum is a fossil fuel. Petroleum, it is a thick black liquid. It is crude oil which is found deep inside the earth's surface, trapped between rocks. So how it is taken out? Petroleum, it is extracted with the help of the oil wells. What are these oil wells? So petroleum, it is extracted by digging oil holes. So you can see petroleum, it is obtained by drilling holes in the earth crust, which are known as oil wells. These oil wells, they are constructed by the drilling rigs. You can see here a big structure. So this drilling rig, it is a structure with equipments which drills holes in the earth crust to take out petroleum. And when these holes they are constructed so as to take out petroleum, these are known as oil wells. Next is, why is natural gas a preferred fuel over all other fossil fuels? Natural gas, on burning, it produces a lot of heat. And when natural gas, it is compressed under pressure, it is known as compressed natural gas. So natural gas, or we can say compressed natural gas, or we can say CNG. It doesn't produce any poisonous gases on burning. It also doesn't produce smoke on burning. So it doesn't cause air pollution. So that's why it is a cleaner fuel and it can be easily transported through pipelines. So that's why it is a preferred fuel over all other fossil fuels. Next is, define greenhouse effect and global warming. If we talk about the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, these greenhouse gases, they have the ability to trap the heat of the sunlight as the glass walls of the greenhouse does. So this trapping of the heat by these greenhouse gases is known as greenhouse effect, and this leads to the increase in the overall temperature of the earth, which is known as global warming. Now move on to the hot question. How can global warming be the cause of serious environmental problems? Global warming, it results into the unfavorable monsoons, which affects crops, and it is also, global warming is also responsible for the melting of polar ice caps, glaciers, which will result in increase in the water levels in the seas and oceans, and that will ultimately lead to the submerging of the low-lying coastal areas and floods. So like this, global warming, it is a threat to the environment. Next is, how can you say combustion of fossil fuels is the main cause of air pollution? Combustion of fossil fuels releases many kind of gases like carbon dioxide gas, oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, etc. And these gases, they lead to the acid rain. And along with this, solid fuels, they also release smoke on combustion. So these gases, along with smoke, it causes air pollution. Next is, what is acid rain? How is it harmful? During the burning of diesel, oxides of sulfur are released, and during burning of petrol, oxides of nitrogen are released. So the carbon dioxide gas and oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, these gases, these oxides, they dissolve in the rainwater. And the rainwater containing these dissolved acids is known as acid rain. If we talk about the harmful effects, then it is corrosive. Acid rain, it is highly corrosive in nature. So it corrodes metallic structures, buildings. It also damages historical monuments, and it also destroys marine life. And it also reduces the fertility of soil. So these were some harmful effects of acid rain. So dear students, this is all for today. Thank you.